Do you believe there are pills like this in the world? Can help people take the medicine to use 100% of the brain. A normal brain can become the most powerful one. At a glance, you can count how many hairs people have right on the head. Can remember every word of the book. Just looking at a martial arts movie can learn all the tricks. No mental breakdown, no side effects, all negative thoughts are gone. This is Limitless movie. Such magic potions need a loser for the best to test. Eddie, a failed middle-aged rider. A rider without riding. One day he was walking down the street when he met his ex-wife's brother. The younger brother said he was working as an advisor at a drug manufacturing facility. Then took out a small transparent pill, then said, "We just finished making this drug, it is very beneficial. One pill costs $800 like a gift." Eddie accepted it immediately. Why not? He forgot that nothing was free ever. Coming home, Eddie was very curious. Swallow the pill. Just finished swallowing, young and beautiful appearance owner urged to pay the rent. Excessive pressure, talking without rest. Eddie felt a headache. It is when the magic medicine was absorbed into the bloodstream, taking effect, the brain starts working at full capacity. Everything was shining as if there was something shows the way. Every detail on the girl's body became surprisingly clear. Then Eddie confidently told her, "I know you're upset. Because of the thesis?" The girl felt strange, asked, "Why do you know I'm writing an essay?" Eddie said, "I saw an old judge book in your pocket." Just seeing a corner of the book, he remembers himself 12 years ago, borrowed it to read only once time, and then remembers all the contents. His brain worked non-stop. Teach a girl to write her essays. At this moment, the girl's attitude changed completely. Having a lot of fun with him. Thanks to his superior intelligence, Eddie leisurely helped her finish the thesis. Finally have sex with her. Eddie returned home, seeing that the house was too messy, and started cleaning. Washed dishes, dumped garbage, repaired household appliances. Quickly removed the garbage in the house, remodeled the house just like new. He started writing novels. My God, the words poured out like waterfall. Writing a few minutes had finished a few dozen pages. But the next day, when he woke up, the drug had stopped working. Eddie returned to the same condition. He took the manuscript last night to write to the publisher. The publisher read through severe shock. Keep calling, begging him to continue writing. But it is written by medicine, not by him. Where to find it to drink? He thought he would have more at his ex-wife's brother's house. But when he entered the house, he was horrified to find out that his ex-wife's brother had been killed. Eddie felt terrified. He looked around the messy room. Thought, the culprit definitely broke into for the pill. Do not know if the drug has been taken or not. Eddie rummaged through the room. Luck came to him again. Eddie found a bundle including a lump of money and a bag of magic pills. Every day, Eddie takes a pill to become smart. His brain is always working at 100% capacity. 4 days to finish writing a novel. 3 days to master the piano. Playing cards always wins. From there set foot on the path of sublimation of human life. Always get attention in everywhere. But not careful, encountered bandits. Eddie immediately used moves in Bruce Lee's film to defeat them. Eddie's life progressed quickly like a kite. But the money is not enough. Want to make a lot of money quickly? Must make financial investment, so he borrowed $100,000 usury. Learned to play stocks, then had big profits, in 1 week earned $2 million. His ex-girlfriend kicked him, now wanted to come back. At this moment, the side effects of the drug began to appear. Eddie began to become ambiguous, forgetful. He knew this is a sequel of the magic pill, but can't stop using them. Drank as much as possible to relieve symptoms. Then one day, he found out that was out of medicine. Realized he can't use his brain anymore. Read a few digits, did not understand anything. He flipped through the little notebook over and over. Seeked for the seller's phone number the last day. To see if they still have this medicine. He made several dozen phone calls, 3 dead and dozens dying. Go to the last call. As he called, he heard the ringing bell right next to him. It seems that a buyer is watching him, try to steal magic drugs. Eddie rushed away. It was hard to escape. He has only way to find his ex-wife. The ex-wife is no longer as beautiful as she used to be, both old and messy. It turns out she used to take her brother's magic pill too, and no longer taking it now. The side effects of the drug were so great, almost all people used to take it are dead. She used very little and also stopped taking drugs very early. So we can be reluctant to continue living. Eddie despaired and cursed himself for drinking too much. The ex-wife also said that this drug had to be stopped slowly, suddenly stopped could die immediately. Eddie now only has one last pill left. Unfortunately, he was arrested by the loan shark. Beat for a while, even robbed the last pill. That's end, but Eddie suddenly remembered that he had hidden a pack of pills at his ex's house. Use all of his remaining strength to find her. Tell the whole story. Ex-lover could not have the heart to look at his anguished appearance. Decided to help him get his medicine. But along the way, the bad guy who wants to steal drugs reappears and starts chasing her. She got out of the car and ran away. That guy also frantically chases after. She finds two men. They decide to help stop the bad guy. Suddenly he drew a knife and stabbed two unlucky young men. She continued to run away. Now she was cornered. She was so scared, she called Eddie. The moment was very important. Eddie urged her to take one pill. Inherently do not want to use. But look at the killer approaching. She has no other choice. The girl took one pill. In the blink of an eye, from being scared, she became a different person. Roll her eyes around looking for weapons. See a gardener's lawn clipper nearby. See someone else's baseball bat. Found ice skates in the ice rink. She has made up her mind. Then she started running very fast. That assassin was also frantically chasing. She ran into the middle of the ice rink. The assassin drew a knife to attack her. She held a little girl up and around. The ice skate cut into the assassin's face. She escaped. She brought home medicine to save Eddie's life. So Eddie, on the verge of death, regains his peak form every day. He continued to advance. He hired 2 bodyguards for him. Also asked the tailor to sew more small bags inside the vest to hide the pill. One day he found his hotel room was broken. Surely someone came to find medicine. He immediately bought a super thief room. Thick iron doors, pressure locks, cameras are arranged everywhere. Meet the loan sharks on the street. He asked him for medicine. He was also betrayed by the lawyer. Once taking the lawsuit, the lawyer took the opportunity to steal drugs. When he found out, all the drugs were gone. Eddie hid in the house. Then suddenly someone knocked on the door. The loan shark came to steal drugs. They broke the door against theft. Eddie was arrested, unable to resist. Loan sharks withdraw needles and inject drugs into the bloodstream. He says it's more efficient to do this. 2 subordinates discovered a locked safe and used a saw to open it. By the time the other 2 weren't paying attention, Eddie grabbed a knife and hid it behind him. Not long after, the loan shark took up a torture suit, intending to torture Eddie. Suddenly Eddie stabbed him with a knife. Eddie, exhausted, lay on the floor. He thought he's dead. Who expected the other man's blood to start flowing towards him? He has drugs in his blood. What do you think Eddie would do? Wait until the other 2 come back. Eddie was still lying on the floor, but with the power of the magical pill. He suddenly opened his eyes, using a needle in his mouth. Stabbed in one man's eye. Then fight with the other. Using that blind man to kill his comrades. Finally he finished them. With blood in his hands, Eddie got up and escaped. He bribed the assassin who pursued him the day before. Getting the lawyer who stole his drugs. Get back the lost medicine bag. Also go to the laboratory, ask a scientist to reproduce the drug. Finally, a year later, when Eddie was running for parliament, his old boss, Carl, came over. Tell him he knows Eddie is on the drug. Carl also destroyed the drug manufacturing lab, meaning that Eddie later had to serve him. But Eddie answered, "Sorry, I stopped taking medicine a long time ago." Currently his brain has been renovated. No longer having to depend on drugs, and still operating at 100% capacity. Carl does not believe that. Eddie said, "In a while there will be a car crash." On the side of the road, as he said, there was a real car crash. Eddie raised his hand and pressed against Carl's chest. Immediately felt his heart disease. Carl is no longer Eddie's rival. He had to leave angry. Then he continued using his brain and lives happily. What an amazing pill. Do anyone want to have this drug? Comment below. Thank you for watching.